My wife and her family locked me out of my own house during a blizzard and laughed through the window while I begged to be let in. It was around -15 degrees, snow to my knees, and her brother said, "Freeze to death, worthless idiot." 3 days later, they were flooding my phone, begging me to come back. By then, the old version of me was gone. The first 2 years of our marriage were fine. Then her parents needed a place for 2 weeks. 18 months later, they were still there. Her brother moved in too. 5 adults in a 3-bedroom house, and somehow I became the outsider. Every time I brought it up, my wife cried and accused me of hating her family. So I started taking extra shifts just to avoid my own house. The night it broke, I got off work at 11 p.m. in a brutal snowstorm. The drive home took nearly an hour. I fought through the snow, got to the door, and my key didn't work. I tried again. Nothing. I knocked. Then I saw my wife at the window. I waved. She smiled. I called her. "My key isn't working. Let me in." She said, "Casual. We changed the locks today." Then her brother walked up with a beer. "No losers tonight. Family meeting. Family only." I stared at my wife, waiting for her to end the joke. She laughed. Her parents stepped in behind her, smirking. Her dad raised his glass. I said, "I'm your husband. This is my house too." Her brother leaned toward the glass. His breath fogged it. "Freeze to death, worthless idiot." My wife laughed again. Then she high-fived him. I stood there for a few more seconds, phone at 2%, gas low, storm getting worse. Then I turned around, walked back to my car, and left without another word. I spent that night in a 2-4-hour diner and the next 3 days at a friend's place, off-grid. When I finally turned on my old phone, I had 7 messages. First, they called me dramatic, then worried, then panicked. By Sunday, they were apologizing. "We were just joking. Please come home so we can talk as a family." That phrase made me sick. Before I answered, I checked our joint account, almost empty. There had been over $8,000. Now there was basically nothing. My wife had been moving money out for months. I grabbed my documents from our safe deposit box and started separating what I could. I texted her one line, "Meet me at Starbucks tomorrow at noon. Come alone." She showed up with her parents and brother anyway. I sat down and asked, "Where did the $7,800 go?" Silence. Then excuses. "Family emergency. You're being selfish." I put the bank statements on the table and asked again. My wife finally admitted she'd been secretly giving our money to her parents after they lost money in a sketchy investment. I gave them 3 demands: return the money in 48 hours, move out in 1 week, and counseling if she wanted any chance to save the marriage. Her mom laughed. "We're not going anywhere. That house is as much ours as yours." That was when I played the video I recorded during the lockout. Clear audio, her brother saying it, my wife laughing. I told them if the money wasn't back and they weren't out, I'd send that clip to family, friends, and her workplace. I also said I'd talk to a lawyer about the money in the lockout. Bluff. They bought it. The next morning, the full $7,800 was back in my account. They moved out early. The house wasn't destroyed, just petty. Furniture rearranged. Wedding photos gone. My game saves deleted. A fake bill on the counter claiming we were now even. I laughed for the first time in weeks. I met my wife one last time in a public park. She admitted her family had controlled her for years and said the lockout was her brother's loyalty test to put me in my place. Then she said the worst part. She loved me, but she had also chosen me because I was stable and easy to influence. I knew you'd never say no if I cried enough. That hurt more than the snow. I told her I wanted a divorce. Then I contacted her aunt, the family black sheep. She told me this was their pattern. Guilt, money, humiliation, repeat. We showed up together at a family dinner and I laid everything out. The lockout, the stolen money, the video. One by one, other relatives told their own stories. Her brother finally admitted the lockout was meant to push me out for good. His girlfriend dumped him on the spot. My wife finally stood up to her parents, but it was too late for us. Now the divorce is filed. I got my house back. I repainted, moved things around, and adopted a shelter dog who sleeps in my recliner like he pays the mortgage. A month ago, I was outside in a blizzard begging to be let into my own home. Now it's quiet, imperfect, and mine.